Isaiah said, I see something about him. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth.
yeah.
For the Lord has spoken.
For the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children.
What happened?
And they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every Sunday.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos,
Son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about him. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth.
yeah.
For the Lord has spoken.
For the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children.
What happened?
And they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every Sunday.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos,
Son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about him. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth.
yeah.
For the Lord has spoken.
For the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children.
What happened?
And they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every Sunday.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos,
Son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about him. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth.
yeah.
For the Lord has spoken.
For the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children.
What happened?
And they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every Sunday.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos,
Son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
Hey, what's up? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Hey, how everybody doing this evening? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcast out of the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. Very excited, very honored, very pretty to be back with y'all one more time. And I also appreciate everybody that's been supporting the show, supporting the brand. Thank everybody for reaching out, for coming on the show. Thank you for being referred to be on people come onto the platform. You know, here on the show, it's all about positivity, right? Uplifting, inspiring, motivation. Like I said, we were not created to be a waste. For my Bible aficionados, if you go study the scripture, you realize when God made us, he made us in his image after his likeness, and he gave us dominion. So I do firm believe that we were created to be something. We are somebody. You was not created to be a waste. He realized he has fashioned you. He's fearfully and wonderfully made in his eyes. And most important, he gave us dominion, which means rule, governor within the earth. So I'm very excited, very honored, and very privileged to have two special people here on the platform. I like how they gel together. I like how they work together. They don't work against each other. They work together. You know, you have to work together as one. They complement one another. They represent each other. Most important, I love their positivity. I love their energy. They've been on multiple platforms around the area and surrounding areas. Just come together, working together, and that's what it's all about. So I want to welcome Mr. Rise and Elevate himself, Mr. Carl Roberts, along with Miss P as well. So how are y'all doing? Happy New Year to y'all. Thank y'all for taking time out y'all productive schedule to come hang out with me tonight as we talk about being comparable, relationships, what makes a relationship healthy, because we know we're in a world now where we see a lot of toxic relationships between the male and the female, the bickering, the fighting, the division. But going back to the original landmark on how when God did it, God sees it no longer as twain, but sees it as one. But really working together. So once again, thank y'all. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience here on the Walking This Way Impact Voice podcast.
Hi everyone, I'm Portia Gilmore. I have my upcoming brand P2G, which is Pray to God with the purpose to grow. And I'm a California girl, originated, but I'm a country girl, Arkansas girl at heart. I have a beautiful daughter, Zenaria, who is about to graduate this year. She's a senior, so I'm excited for that. And I'm just sitting here alongside this wonderful man, the motivator, Carl Roberts. We rise and elevate, and we just making things work together.
You know, I like that. So, Carl, go ahead and teach yourself. Now, you know, straight to the platform, my brother. I appreciate you. So go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for having us on.
Yes, thank you.
PG, Portia Gilmore, being by my side like always. That strong backbone, you understand me? It goes down. I'm the local motivator, Carl Roberts, the motivator, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm from California as well, but I reside in Fort Worth, so we're going to rise up and uplift and inspire these youth out here. We got to do it. We got to unite everybody, and we got to come together as a people, and that's what we're doing. And we thank you, Mr. Jackson, for having us on the show so we can get us all united. We united, like you say. Mm-hmm. I've been on the show quite a bit, and I love the show. I love what you're doing. Yes. Thank you for having us again.
Awesome. You know what? I got to give you your cigars, Carl. I give you your cigars, and Miss P, I give you your flowers. And like I said, I've been admiring y'all for a long time. I would say a short time. I'm going to say a long time. How y'all represent. There's no negativity. There's no fakeness. I just see pureness between two individuals. Y'all come together. Y'all have a good time. And y'all work together. And that's what needs to be seen in our community. Because we see so much division. We see so much distraction. We see so much people that want to do poly relationships and all this other stuff. But just going back to the old fashion of one man and one woman. So how did this wonderful union come together?
Wondering why. I've been wondering how did that come about.
Oh man, that got us both giggling.
I had stated to Carl just I said we write our book is when we reveal a lot of things. But in short, we met in 2018. Out and about. I was out and about with a relative of mine who dragged me to this place that I was not prepared to go to because I was done with my clubbing and out and about in days. But the blessing came when I ran into this man who had wondering eyes that night, I guess you could say. And
hey, I was a single man.
Yeah. And however, we joined together and met and talked to one another, and pretty much wrapping it up. We've been inseparable since then.
Mhm.
So Carl can give his side, you know.
Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead and cook. We just warming up because go ahead and cook. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead and cook, brother.
You know me, I'm usually dicing and chilling and all that type of stuff. But that night we met, I didn't in there, so you know I knew it was all
Neither one of us.
we didn't supposed to be in there. We both tell,
Right.
but we met anyway, and I seen her, and I grabbed her hand, and told her right then, it's going down.
No, I know this is a MESS
Yeah.
over here.
You know what time it is. You know where you're gonna be. We're gonna all rise and elevate. Now that's before rise and elevate.
Yeah, it was.
That was
Rise and
before.
Elevate didn't
Yeah,
come
that's-
to 2019.
Yeah, 2019. So,
Mhm.
but we've been kicking it ever since. We met and we talked on the phone. My text, I reached out first, and
We've been long distance. If anyone,
Yeah.
so for those of you who don't know, we've been long distance for 4 years.
yeah. It's
Um,
been a long
I
time.
resided in Arkansas. He still stayed out here in Texas, and so we just kind of hung in there and tried to, work it out the best way possible. Being in multiple, different states. So, and again, there's challenges with that, but
Yeah,
we'll get into this.
Trust.
Yeah.
That's the one word I can tell you on any relationship, long distance, longevity, anything in your mind. The trust. Once you build trust, that's where it was, and we came from that. That's where we grew from.
Man, that's awesome. Because you go into the scripture, the Bible says, how can any two walk together except they agree? And I'm a firm believer in that because it takes two willing people in order to be successful together, in order to succeed, conquer, master their goals, that have to agree to walk together. And I like what the great Dr. Miles Monroe said when it comes to the woman and the man. When the man asks you for your hand in marriage, he said the woman should ask, what's the vision? By nature, the woman is to help me. She helps along her man. And he has to give us something to work with. Like, what's the vision? What's the goal? Why we come together for? Because it's a common purpose, I believe, Miss P. When you come together, it's a purpose. It's a meaning. We move differently. You know what I'm saying? Especially as believers, we don't move like the world. You know what I'm saying? But we move in a spirit of excellence because we got our Heavenly Father. But understand the purpose and the goal when it comes together. Y'all want to elaborate on that? Come together. What's the common goal? What's the purpose?
Would you like?
Well, I mean, coming together, our purpose is the most thing that drives us. The purpose of helping people, and coming together, like uniting people, coming together. I tell people, I talk to people from 5 to 95, but we good at talking. We good at just expressing ourselves, expressing our feelings, showing love. That's what we do. That's what we do the most. So I think it's a good thing for us to, just keep going in that same direction. That's the level that we on, and just helping people. She get calls back. I mean, people that she haven't seen in a while, she always getting calls back. Portia, hey, this. I do the same thing. So now on that level, we level out on that same playing field. That's what I love about me and Portia.
Yeah.
And you know what? Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, sorry, Frank.
No, go ahead, Miss P. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was speaking on purpose. As I go and grow more into Christ and understanding the Word of God and everything, purpose is what keeps your heart beating. You want to keep driving towards what God has set forth for you to serve on this earth. No, not all of us will be able to live out our purposes. But when you know it and you do get to experience it and live it, it's just a greater feeling of wanting to live. And while you're living, it's important to pray for that as well. Ask God, what is his purpose for you in your life? I've always been big on helping people. Helping people has always just made it whirl around for me, because seeing bring someone else into a place of happiness where you don't know exactly what their story is or where they come from, that does a lot for my life too. It makes me reevaluate my life and look how great it is for me in my life. We're gonna all go through our trials and tribulations, as we should, because those become tests, they become testimonies. So therefore, you want to be able to express and share. That's the big thing, Furman. Sharing your knowledge, your wealth, your experiences to other people who may be going through the same thing, so you can see that they have a light shining at the end of the tunnel. So a purposeful life leads to a great life, I feel.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I love the scripture, Miss P and Carl, when it says in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things gonna
Yes.
be added unto you. And that's what our common goal is, seeking him first.
Yes.
What's the direction is? Where should I go? Where should I lead? And how all these things will fall right in place for us. And like I said, I respect y'all to the highest, and just how y'all work together. I don't see no bickering. When y'all doing interviews, y'all compliment one another, y'all don't dominate one another. And especially in our community, we need to see more of that. We need to see more of man of color loving on this woman, not beating her, not belittling her, not stepping out on her, or you know what I'm saying. We need to see
Yeah.
that this is a faithful man. He's faithful to one woman, and a lot of in this generation needs to see that, Carl, because we in this time now where the men, well, I'm gonna say these guys are more emotional than anything. It's like they'll point the finger at the woman. Oh, it's her fault. It's her fault. It's her fault. But never taking responsibility and say, you know what? Woe is me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now I messed it up. Now I gotta fix it. What y'all want to say about that?
I think the maturity, the maturity for me is that what sets me aside. That maturity level, on staying with one, and it's all kind of temptations out there, but
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? You can have your blinders on. Once you get to know your lady, that's all you need. And let's see that people go with the temptations, and that's where they mess up at. So
Right.
They need to stay focused, keep that mindset, and again, it's a positive mindset, and positive mindset on your relationship, and you can go to the next level. It's all about positive mindset.
Right. And I agree with that.
And
I agree.
now, we feed off of each other. So we feeding off of each other. It's like we dancing. We dance. Both love to, we both love to dance. So we just feed off each other's positivity. That's it. And keep it. And then it's like a day don't go by where I just want to be with her. I want to come home so I can, hey, how was your day? How you doing? And the same thing. How was your day? It's just exciting. And even on this relationship, and just wait to that Friday when we see each other. Like, I'll be glad when I get off of work so I can see my girl. So yeah, that's what I think. It's just the maturity level.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Miss P, you want to chime in?
Yeah, my take on also another key important is the communication. Communication is big for me because I like for us to be in the know. No one can be, blinded by not knowing or not having an understanding thereof. Carl and I want people to not get it twisted like we are a perfect couple, because we by far are not. But we've learned over the years of our relationship to respect each other's feelings or thoughts or concerns or issues, to take into consideration. I'm a problem solver where Carl is more analytical thinker. So for me, I'm going to try to figure out any way possible to find a solution or a resolution to our problem or our situation, which helps. Like, again, there needs to be a balance thereof, as it's been said, women tend to mature a lot faster than men.
Right.
It's true in its own way, I would say, because every mindset is different. But at the same time, it's also just as important for me as it is for him for us to call out or bring to the attention thereof of things that are bothering us or that we need to address. And I want to give credit to this man of mine for introducing me to what is called therapy, which was something that I wouldn't say my household was against it, but they wasn't, Furman, the old school way is go to God, go pray.
Right.
And I agree with that as I got older, and again as I learned more to get in depth more with God and talk more to God and get an understanding. He positioned people in positions for a reason. Excuse me. So I think once Carl introduced therapy, started going to therapy, it didn't only help me, but it shaped me to think differently, to reconsider things in a different way, take other perspectives in situations. So it just gave me mental, spiritual, and physical mindset of growth. I'm very thankful for it, and it's a continuation thereof as well, because those things that I learned, I still practice in my life and my relationship.
Yeah, but it can't be just somebody going out there and go to therapy. Like it worked. It worked for me. So, but you can't just try one time and think you fixed. You know, you gotta continue to follow up. With your therapist and follow up with the progress that you're making. It takes time. It take time for your mind to go, right. You want to on track. You owe yourself that to get it back on track. So why wouldn't you, go to therapy or whatever you can do to help yourself? Why wouldn't you?
When you said something very profound, Carl, you say help yourself. We know everything start with self first. They say charity start at home and spread abroad. We know that, and we know is coming to the reality of self, knowing what self at. You got to ask yourself, do I want to bring someone in my situation, knowing I'm in a vulnerable state, a state of hurt, a state of being complacent, if that makes sense. I say don't want to bring an innocent bystander into a jacked up situation.
Yeah,
I look at that because everything starts with self first, and that what people do is they bring individuals into their lives, knowing they still dealing with jacked up situations, thinking that this person is gonna fix it, but it'll never be fixed until we fix ourselves. Like Christ said, you can't put old wine into new wineskin because eventually it's gonna burst.
And that's a great point, Furman. Like I can speak for myself, right? I had some issues and some things that I was going through prior to me meeting Carl. But what I did do, I did bring that to his attention. So therefore, he wouldn't come off like, okay, I didn't sign up for this. You tell me about this. I kind of was, I wouldn't, it wasn't even kind of, I was honest. Probably a little bit, some would say too honest. But
that's good, Ms. P. To be honest, that's good.
But I feel like it was just fair. Something he'll tell you, I'm big on being fair. I just think I'm just a person who wants to treat others as I would want to be treated. And I also want to be able to allow that person to make their own decision on what they want to deal with or how they want to proceed. So many times we fall into the lust of the eye, or we fall into just loving the outer side of a person and not really getting to know the in-depths, which is the most important part of knowing someone, is the inside, how their heart, what does their heart do in situations? I just more or less, like I said, want to, we both have this thing where we have accountability.
That's what I was just going to say.
We have these.
I'm really learning that accountability time. Like, okay, so I need to be accountable for my actions that I take and that, what I do. You got to be
because it weighs
accountable
down
for
on the other person Furman, if you're always taking accountability for your own actions and what you do, you want the other person to do the same. We're not perfect form. We're not built perfect. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna have differences, you know. But if I did something that bothered you or hurt you or made you feel a way, then I need to, once you bring that to my attention, I need to take accountability for that action and figure out how we can move past it.
It's a learning process too, guys. It's really
with this one.
And it's more people like me, you know, that they ain't been there, you know, been in that type of situation in their life.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, every individual is different too. So by being with Portia, you learn Portia, and then, you know, now learn this accountability thing and adapting to her, you know, her ways and what she like, you know.
My moodiness, because I told him I'm moody.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not by that. You know, just the other day I told him, you know, I'm not ignoring you, but my mind be going in different places. Like, so Carl is more of a person who
motivates.
But he'll think of something, right, Furman, and while he's thinking about it and talking about it, I'm envisioning it.
Okay.
Something together in my head as he's speaking of what he's thinking. So that brings me to saying, like, with Rise and Elevate, when Carl brought this to my attention, it blew his mind that I just went off the bat and just went and created a whole logo. Yeah. The mission. I mean, my mind just went into business mode, you know, and that's my background. So I just immediately went into, okay, this man has a great vision. Like, this makes sense. Like, this is something that needs to be out there to the world. Like, okay, babe, what are you seeing with this? What do you want to do with this? How do you want this to come to light? So it was just that balance thereof. And then once he got to the place where he allowed me to be of a help, and it just brought us together. Okay, you're good on this end, and I'm good with this. So let's work on those things that we're good at and bring it together. Stay in our own lane. You know, exactly. Yeah. So it's always just a matter of trying to find that balance thereof, because you're going to have those up and downs, those imbalances, but you can always come. The thing about a balance is it always misses an alignment.
Right. But you know what? It just going to what the scriptures say. You know, the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but for those who endure to the end. And we can apply that to our relationship with each other. It's not about the strength. You ain't got to be the quickest. You ain't got to be the strongest. It's all about the endurance.
Yeah, and that's what Carl and I've been discussing too. Like, I told him it's not more or less about me. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm moving towards Christianity. You know, it's going to be a day-to-day thing to do in life, you know, in the end, I'm still human. But I want to be more righteous.
Right, that's it.
I want to do more things in the righteous eyes of God as much as possible. You know, if that makes sense for me.
Yeah, that makes sense, because we are called, for those who study the Bible, we're called to be righteous. Righteousness is all in the Bible. We're called to be righteous. The Bible said when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. We are called to be righteous. That's his word. I mean, righteous man versus woman. That's in there. So, Miss P, I'm with you on that. We're supposed to be that. Some people, they believe just all over the place. But I agree with you. We supposed to be righteous. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, having their own versions.
Yeah.
I'm going back to what I was taught, and my mom always told me to make sure, you know, you go to that good book, go to what's written.
That's it.
That you can see, that you can show, and if it matches your actions, then there you go. But you don't go and rewrite God's word. You don't go and make it your own to make sense for you and your situation or whatever point you're trying to make. You got to go according to what He said. You know, every walk in our lives, God already written it about it.
That's right. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Right.
I learned that verse. But I'm proud of Carl to bring you to that. I'm proud of Carl because he wasn't like. I mean, it was a struggle for him, honestly. Because I'm not to say that I came in greater than him as far as my spirituality goes, but it was things that I knew that I wanted to walk by, that I wanted to understand why it's so important to me, why that was instilled in me as a young girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Because God said, train up a child in the way they should go.
They should go when they were in the park.
So that's something that's stuck in me. I'm sorry, but it is. I mean, I come from a background with my grandma. Regardless if you went to go to church or not, you were going to Sunday school and you were going to church at 3:00 in the evening. You were going to do something on the usher board. You were going to sing, which that's my family background is singing and music. But those are things that I just can't depart from.
Right.
And that's one thing I love about it, because she will pull that Bible.
But that's a good thing, because hey, I have a Bible with me. I go over it.
I'm serious. But
because you know what? Because who we are and where we came from. I'm going to the deep things of God. I'm going into the Hebrew side of God. I'm learning His name in the Hebrew. So that's what I'm gearing towards for us as the podcast wise. So I'm about going to the deep things of God, because all about the more I learn about God, the more I learn about me and who Furman is within. So I'm with you on that, Miss P. I'm with you with that on Carl as well. And a lot of things that, from a biblical standpoint, the Bible tells us not to lie. So when you're in a relationship with your person, you shouldn't be lying to each other. Even the Bible tells us not to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said, love your neighbors, you love yourself. That's you with somebody. So the things that I had a conversation with somebody, and he kind of went left. But anyway, we had a conversation, and he was talking about lying to his wife. I said, you lied in fear. I said, remember you was a child and you did something and your mom finna get you. You lied out of fear because you told your mom, I did it. What was gonna happen? She was gonna whoop your backside. I said, that's the same thing you do to your wife. You lie out of fear. No, man, that's different. I see you lost me right there when you said, see, your mom and your wife, that's different. No, I said, you hypocrite. You lost me right then and now. You call yourself a Christian. You lost me right then and now. And I cut ties from people like that because that was so stupid. Go ahead.
Out because you get the to me, you ought to be thankful for me saving you, because that's what I'm doing right now. Because when you go forth to God, it ain't no save.
Right.
You can't do nothing about it. Everything he already got written down. Nothing you can say about it. But yeah, you gotta call out those type of people. I mean, we're human, but we also know right from wrong. And it's consequences to your actions. Just man up, adult up, and take it. Whatever gonna happen, regardless. A lie, the lie gonna come forth. It's gonna come out. It's gonna run out. It's gonna run out. And to me, I don't have the energy. I ain't gonna remember either. And so it just makes more sense for me to just be upfront, just tell you straight up. Again, you could tell them little bitty ones like, yeah, baby, did you turn that heat on? Nah, I didn't turn it on, but yeah, I did, but things like,
and I can smell that heat coming through. I smell that heat coming.
But again, like you were saying, from it's really no point in it. I mean, I don't know how people can carry it out for so long, drag it out. Because my thing is, when you go forth to God and take those vows, that's serious.
That's right.
Yeah. Especially you call yourself a preacher. I don't respect you when you do stuff like that. You call yourself a preacher.
Yeah.
You quote scriptures all day long, but if he ain't living it. But he lost me when he said that. See, your mom and your wife, that's different. What's different about that?
What makes them different? Their roles, their titles.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
That threw me for a loop a long time ago. What you just said. It was a preacher one day and he was talking, and I'm like, you know, I believe in God and everything. I went to church when I was a young boy, and we was talking. Same. I'm like, yeah, Carla, I'm married, but yeah, I gotta go see my girlfriend in a minute. What are you? If I'm like, what? Cause I'm like, if you married, dude, that's it. That's who you see.
Yeah.
I got a girlfriend too. What the mess is going on now? So
Wow.
And it makes people lose respect in the tier way church, because now they looking at preachers in a whole light, and it is. I mean, it is like that everywhere, everywhere like that. But when you can sit there and just be blunt about it and just put it out there like it ain't nothing, what are you really saying to people? You don't know if this man was trying to find Christ or trying to see God. You don't know what his situation was for you to just open up and say that to him, and that like, oh, it's okay, man. You can still be a player in the streets and then still be holy behind, at the same time. Nah, you can't.
You can't. And that's wrong anyway, because humans are weird. I mean, humans are do some weird stuff. But you know what they say? They justify their rotten behavior. Mm-hmm. They'll say, a just man fallen 7 times. And they'll say, all have sinned and fallen short. And, he without sin, Catholic. Y'all watch people like that. They'll take them scriptures to twist it. Mm-hmm. And then they'll manipulate you with it if you're not careful. And be like, you know what? He showed right because, I did some things myself and it showed it right. That's what they do. You got to be careful of that.
Yeah, that's a true statement from it. I've heard that a lot from people in the church, from pastors and deacons and all in the church. Like, that is not what God said. That ain't the reason God just forgives like that either.
Right.
So you can't keep on throwing scriptures to justify your bad behavior.
Yeah, they do that. But
like, it's okay. I mean, I'm just human. Yeah, we are just human. But we also supposed to learn from our mistakes, from our wrongdoing.
And you know what? And I notice how individuals use their issues for a pass. Like, they'll keep blaming something that happened back in their childhood when they do something wrong. Well, it go back to when I was raised, and my mama, she didn't nurse me enough. My daddy was gone, so it gives you a right to disrespect this person.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that still, when people go back, they need that therapy. They need. They try to blame on stuff from their upbringing, dude. You can charge somebody up until you 20 years old or 18 or whatever. My mom didn't do this, my dad didn't do that. Well, you charge them up to that. After that, you grown. Once you get grown, you can start with self. Start healing yourself. Go to therapy. You still can talk to your mom, dad. Then you still can do no negative nothing. That's my mom. You still can do the no negative nothing, but charge them up to a certain point and then leave it alone. Because you'll be 70 years old still talking about your mama and your daddy.
Blaming them for everything. Hey, they didn't love me enough. They didn't do this enough. But they don't give you a right to go and mistreat other people. Yeah. That right there should be motivated all by itself and say, you know what? I'm not going to, even though I may grow up in this unhealthy environment, I'm going to make sure that I won't do it to no one else, because what I went through, and I know how hard it could be.
Yeah. And again, have you brought that to that person's attention? It brings me to something that I've dealt with as a young girl with my mom, and it hurt me. It made me, in a sense, feel a way about my mom. But I know I had to bring that to my mom's attention, so my mom would have an understanding too. Because it's not fair for me to act that way towards her when she doesn't know exactly what's causing me to act this way and why I'm feeling a certain way. And Honestly, just getting that off my back felt good because and now I have a clear understanding, not an assumption mind or assuming mind trying to put pieces together. Now I know why XYZ happened, and I'm okay now. I feel good about it. I love you, I forgive you, blah blah blah. It brought me to a place of healing. You can't, I mean, yeah, we need to stop burying things and holding on to things that's keeping us or holding us back from growing, from healing,
Right.
from being better. You know, because those things make you a different person. Feeling that way, you're gonna always look at other people who may give you indications thereof of those things that you went through, side eyeing, like I can't deal with this person. I don't like this person. I can't trust this person. We gotta open our mouth. We gotta speak up.
We got to. And we got to. And I was when I listened to you talk, Miss P and Carl, when I listened to y'all talk, and it is we cut that, we cut the grass. Somebody, I remember Nas said, when the grass is cut, the snakes will show.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So we cutting the grass, but in order for us to get to the source, we got to chop his head off, like with a snake. You got to chop the head of the snake off in order for the snake to die. You can't just chop the tail; it's still gonna be alive. You got to go for the head.
Right.
And that snake could be anything in our life, whether it's lying, whether it's lust, manipulation,
narcissistic,
all kind of behaviors that go against God's will for our lives, and it would affect other people. So we got to go to the head. We got to cut their head. In other words, we got to destroy everything that we was taught wrong, things we were exposed to that hurt us and it hurt other people. So we have to tear it. It's like a building. You got to tear that building down. You got to tear it all the way down to the foundation. So that's just with us. We got to tear our old self down all the way down to the foundation, and we got to rebuild ourselves back up.
Yeah, and because that's something that was hard in this relationship. Carl calling me out on things that he saw that I was doing or saying. A lot of times we don't really want to hear those things about ourselves because we have in our mind, we like, well, I'm good. I ain't got this type of issue. Ain't nothing going on with me, blah, blah, blah. But once he brought those things to my attention and I had the opportunity to sit down and rethink it. Just rethink the occurrence. Okay, Portia, where did you go? Where did you go wrong in this? Where did he go wrong? Okay, let's put this together. How could you have did this differently or said this differently? It just brought more and more a better me out. Once I was able to be I could recognize what I was doing, what I was saying, how I was acting that caused a reaction.
Yeah.
So it just for the most part for me is a relationship, a marriage. Anything you put together with someone is going to take work.
And communication.
It's just going to take work if you want it. You both have to want it, though.
Active
when it becomes one-sided, then, we got to come to the drawing board. Well, what are we doing with this? Because I don't like this. I don't feel this. I feel this way. But I want this, and I want this way. Can we figure out a solution? Or do we need to agree that we just got to depart?
Right.
You gotta have those grown folk conversations.
You gotta do a lot of compromising.
Okay, these are things you got to talk about. You got to get past the physical attributes, and that what messes us up growing up. We get so caught up on the physical, we bypass the character of the individual. And I had a breakfast with an individual this morning, and we talked about this. And I was sharing this story, and I remember this story years ago that this pastor was giving people, and they said this people telling the story is this couple, they about to agree to get married. So the pastor set both of them down, and who he talked to first? He went to the man. He went to the head, the man. He set him down. He said, "Is she gonna go through some things? She gonna experience some things? Are you willing to cope with that?" His response was, "You see how fine she is." He tried to get him this. He going back to the scripture when Jesus said, "Have you sit down and consider the cost?"
Yeah.
because we have so much zeal to do stuff, but we never sit down and consider the cost of this thing. Which is going to cost me? Is it going to be some work profitable, or is it going to be a hindrance? So that's why he said, have you sit down and consider the cost before you start building anything. Sit down first, think about it, consider the cost before you do this thing. But anyway, his guy, he said it. He talked to him again. Are you willing to cope with that? If she got this going on, that going on, are you willing to cope with that? Man, you see how fine she is?
Golly.
And then he ended up filing for the divorce 6 months later. But it could have been avoided. He was trying to get him to sit down. Before you make the decision of being with this woman, are you willing to cope with this stuff? Instead of saying focus on, man, she see how fine she is. Think about it. She gonna get older one day. That's gonna fade.
Don't know what her mind like.
And I tell Carl this too, Fermin, to speak on that. I tell him all the time, you don't know what tomorrow hold or the next second or minute hold. You could be in perfect, feeling good, and just drop dead.
Right.
Or better, not even just drop dead. Anything could happen. You can something can trigger the brain, a cell in the brain, which causes you to go to paralyze on one side,
True.
on one side, or it's just many things that could happen in life. You're not gonna always be the same and stay the same. So you got to be able to love someone from the inside out.
I agree.
It's important for you to really love them for the inside, because that outer frame is gonna change. We deteriorate that we're granted breath in our bodies. So you have to realize that same look may not always be, but will you love it still?
That's it.
This a lot. I mean, I done seen these things in my life, with family, with friends, and it goes back to, did you really love them for who they were? Not what they offer, what they brought, or what they looked like. Did you love that inner side, inner person?
That's amazing.
How did they do when you was down? How did they treat you when you was up? You gotta consider all of these things that can happen in life. And will you be there to fight through to the end?
Yeah,
a lot of people just deal with life and deal with negotiations. You know what I'm saying? They have deals. They have contracts. You know what I'm saying? You're not abiding by what I love you through thick and thin, for better or worse, till death do us part. You ain't considered none of those vows.
But you know what's up, Miss P? That's something that we say it, but we don't go by it. I'm gonna say that individuals don't go by it, because for better or worse, sickness and health until death do us part. Things happen in life. We can step out today and tomorrow. We could be going to work or anywhere. A drunk driver can hit us, and we could be paralyzed. Anything can happen. But are you willing to stick it out with that person you say you love until some tragic happen?
Exactly.
Or I'm just finna up and leave. Which now everything was based on a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My vow's gonna be on my wall in my house.
Yeah.
When and then we gonna point it out. Okay, did you remember this? We took this, we did this in a mediation of God, with God in the middle, center, the end, the front, the back. He got to surround my marriage. He got to surround me out in whole, because it's going to be important. Some people don't realize that when you do take those vows and things, like God didn't say your life or marriage or nothing was going to be perfect, but some things happen.
It do.
The way you're living it, how you're taking this relationship or this marriage seriously, or are you agreeing?
When they get so caught up on the ceremony, they get so caught up on wanting to impress other people. I'm a firm believer in this. It's supposed to be me and you and God against the world.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be me, you, the world, and God. It don't work like that. But it's supposed to be us against the world. And everybody, they want to impress so much people in the world. They'll spend like $50K on a ceremony. They're gonna laugh for 1 hour, 2 hours to max.
Yeah.
And these folks still.
That's because I'm not that one.
You know, I had a conversation with somebody. And they argued me up and down about this, and it's my perspective. Anyway, the individual said, "I said I don't want a wedding. Why you don't want no wedding? Because the woman who I be with, she gonna say, hey, babe, we ain't gotta do a wedding. We can take this money and invest towards our future."
Yeah, that's
And then the person argued me up. I said, you would approve her from that? Because I would tell her up front, hey, I don't want to do a wedding. We could do the courthouse or we could go to Vegas. We could do that because we're building something. And like I said, the person I'm with, they're going to think the same way. Because the average woman today, she going to tell you, we got for a wedding for what? Well, we could just take this money and invest towards our future.
I don't have to admit, I like that no way.
Well, that's how you.
That's
see
real. I got two best friends.
That's how you.
And I have some other friends. But again,
that's how you see
I
who
just
you with, though.
Yeah.
Like,
and at the same time, like Fernie said, that's a sacred time in the moment for me in my life with my partner. And who gonna keep us sustained and keep us whole and keep us grounded is God.
That's it.
Who brought us together. So at the end of the day, that's gonna be who's of an importance.
Right.
Not
and
outside in the world, oh girl, her dress was pretty, but ooh, that's crazy. They speak. All of it is just a bunch of talk.
well, they want to impress people, and I'm at that point in my life. I don't want to impress people for what?
My money on impressing you.
Is that because like I said, like I said, that person who other people they gonna think the same way. She'll say, babe, we ain't gotta do all that. We building our future, we're building our kingdom, we're building our empire, and that's what we gonna do. Now later on when we got years invested, then we could do something like that when we renew our vows, and then we could do a wedding because we're renewing our vows because we already in the game, and we've been so.
But that's my biggest thing is the reception because I'm ready to dance, enjoy the music because I love music. Music warms my heart. I could be in a bad mood and I can turn on some music. It just livens me back up. But I live for my reception. I ain't worried about the ceremony.
You want to sing? I'll sing for you. You want me to sing for you?
Hey, that's how you supposed to do it, Carl. You sing for. Hey, have fun. Have fun. And that's what people forget. Have fun when y'all together. It can't be all serious all the time. Have fun. Sing. Dance. Just have fun. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that.
I do it right here.
Say that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I sing.
Right, what's the next
he said he'll sing for you. He said he'll sing. Hey, what sing after the show? Sing after the show off the camera. You can say all you want, Carl. You can say all you want, but it's all about having a good time. It's all about having a good time. Let's talk about that communication. I know y'all kept saying that word, communication. Especially when you're talking to somebody for the very first time. I believe in having open dialogue. When I say open dialogue, I don't want to come fake. I don't want to come phony. I want it to be real. Think about it. The Bible said, treat people as you are to be treated. So if you want people to be honest with you, you got to be honest with yourself, to be honest with them. But anyway.
That's right.
Being transparent. We're to the point now people are being transparent. They're talking about the thing they dealt with, the thing they battled with. Because growing up, we didn't talk about a lot of things. We kept a lot of things in-house. And it affected us in the long run when it came to our business relationship, our personal relationship with other people because of the trauma that we dealt with. Now people are talking about the things they dealt with, especially a lot of men. They're talking about the things they dealt with, where they didn't have a father in their home or maybe they was molested when they was younger and never really know how to cope with that, especially when it comes to talking to their woman. Because I had a guy on the show some months ago. He came out and told his wife that he was molested by another man at the age of 14. Mm-hmm. And he opened up to his wife about that because that's something that bothered him for a very, very long time. Yeah. So what y'all want to do about that? Being transparent, being open with the person that you with.
I think that's one thing you got to do. You got to be open. Be open from the start. Be open, go to the tables. If you guys, just now meeting, go to the table. Write down. You can write it, pros and cons. I would do it like that. So Hey, look, go down the list. If you got a list, go down the list. Hey, you wash your face. You know what I'm saying? You brush your teeth. How your credit is? How this? How do you see where you see yourself in 5 years? You know, do you got insurance on yourself? How you take care of your kids? You know, different questions that you need to ask that if you might think it's a dumb question, a stupid question, but in reality, it's a good question where you can add your stuff up and see if y'all may be compatible. And she do the same thing. She can ask, do you got a job? How long you been on your job? Or why you had 4 jobs in the last month? You know, things like that. So I just think just the questions from 2 people and communicate that way can see if you guys can build in the end. Just
Right.
Answers are.
Yeah, you know what? It's not personal. It's just business. When I say that, when you're going for a job, they don't give you the job right then and there. What they do interviews.
Mm-hmm.
They sit down, they ask you questions, and then a lot of times they do a follow-up interview just to see where you at, because you may say things to right the first time, and then I bring you in, it'd be a whole completely different ball game. And then when they do stuff like that, okay, they give you opportunity, because you got to give people opportunities. You got to give people chances. I believe in that. They do a thing called a probation period, where it may be 6 months within a year. And then they see if this person good enough to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have conversations. It's some things I told you, like the stripper said, we can sit down, we reason together.
Mhm.
We can sit down, okay, this is my pet peeve, you tell me your pet peeve, and we can talk about it. Okay, the first time I told you, yeah, I told you could find me, I could find you. Okay, we talk about it verbally. Next day they do a writing. Well, I have to write you up because we talked about this. You're still doing the same thing that we talked about it. So then the third thing is what they do. They let you go. Because it's 3 times. Like, okay, I told you the first time. I talked to you again. We still not getting it. So it seemed like to me the third time we need to depart.
That's it.
This is not working. We not vibing. This is not working.
That's what they know.
So we need to go our separate ways. Yeah, they talked to you three strikes you out?
3 strikes and you gone. That's it.
And now most of the time they ain't got strikes. You just you can be out at any time. What they say, text. I mean, now some of these states they don't have to give you no reason. You just
probation period.
You just didn't work out.
Get the dough.
That's the same thing with relationship. It's just we keep going to the same thing over and over again. We need to go our separate ways.
You tell it. Look, you cussed me out the first time. Second time you called me B's and H's again. That's 2 times. I told you don't do it. Where I grew up, I was called that, and I will snap on you in a minute. But third time, you understand me? You had to know because you ain't get it.
That's it. You're not getting it. Like, don't curse me. Man, don't put your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me. Don't throw things at me. You know, what's so hard about that? Don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. Don't curse me. I won't curse you. I'm reasoning with you. You know what I'm saying? We could make it. Just be honest with me. I'll be honest with you. Keep it real. I keep it real with you. We're reasoning with each other.
Communication.
Communication.
And that's I mean, it's huge. Like I said, I have not been a saint. You know what I'm saying? I personally gonna tell you straight up about her. I haven't been a saint. It's things I didn't like that I did or have done or have said in my life, in my situation, in my relationship. But I also want to make sure that I take the accountability for it. I take your consideration, how you feel about it, and your decision on how you want to go about it. I don't want to put nobody in a place where they feel like they got to deal with it, or because my love for you is this so strong that you should be able to you should deal with this and help me get through it. No, I got to reevaluate myself. What happened? Why are you still doing these things? Why you can't do different? And again, we have grown to really communicate a whole lot more than we've ever done in the first few years of our relationship. Even being long distance, we talked every day. Oh yeah. several times a day, and then saw each other every weekend pretty much. But it's just a continuation thereof. Those are conversations that has to be had every day. You don't wake up all happy go lucky, or you don't wake up in the same mindset maybe that you were last night or whatnot. Something may have triggered in your mind, but you have to talk to each other and see how we doing, where we're at, what we need to discuss today, what we got going. You just have to keep that like you said, dialogue open. I mean, it has to stay open.
Yeah, and be open, and because it should be fun. I believe this is what I say: we inspire each other, we motivate each other, and we hold each other accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, we're supposed to motivate each other. We're supposed to inspire each other. We're supposed to hold each other accountable, and having goals. Like, okay, where are our goals together, and where are our individual goals? And I had this guy on my show last year. He was married, and his wife wanted to go back to school. And he said, "Okay, baby, we're finna sit down and we're gonna put X, Y, to Z together, so you be able to go to school."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He didn't tell her, "Oh man, you don't need to do all that and all that other stuff," but she wanted to further her education. Is something that she wanted to do, and the husband was supportive of that. He said, "Okay, babe, we're gonna sit down and we'll put a plan together."
That's good. Yeah,
I love stuff like that. That's what we do. Okay,
gotta be supportive. See, we support each other for whatever we do. See, I support P2G, her brand. My brand, Rise and Elevate, but it's both our brand.
Right.
Together, but she's gonna pray to God on hers. So mine is, and it comes together. We helping people.
Yeah, and that's it. He's like, okay, I want to do something. Okay, you want to do it? Then she gonna put your foot to the fire, because she gonna say, okay, babe, you really want to do this? I need you to be serious about this. That's the thing with that woman. You set your mind to do something, she gonna say, okay, babe, I want you to be serious about this. I want you to go you're all into it. That's what that woman gonna do. She gonna say, you need to be serious about this thing. I'm gonna make sure you stay serious about it, because I want to see you go all the way, because we represent. It's all about representing each other. Go ahead, Miss.
And for one, we're gonna carry you through.
That's right.
You know, it's moments and times, like we Carl doing this pick. I'm ecstatic, honestly, because seeing where he started to where he is now is growth.
Yeah.
It's leadership. It's teaching him to open his mind to see greater and bigger things. Like I told him, the words Rise and Elevate in itself speaks volumes. We were at a bank. I shared this with someone else, and we were just talking to the people, because we out meeting people wherever we go. We always and the guy, we was just talking in the bank or whatever, and just out of the blue, he said, he's the face and you're the force. I said, yeah, you could say that. He said, yeah, you could tell, because the way you talk, the way you carrying out, all the information, and our feedback off of each other. And this is new for Carl,
Oh yeah.
So for him, I ain't gonna let him fail.
Especially,
I ain't gonna let him fail as many times I ain't doing it.
Especially this pitch, and get shout out to Doris Anderson.
Yeah, Miss Doris.
3-1.
3-1.
Man, they put me through some stuff, but I'm still coming out on top. I'm telling you, they just canceled the pitch. When the new pitch, they rescheduled February the 15th. 10 to 3 o'clock. So anybody listening, y'all want to come see the pitch? Come see worldwide. If you ain't there, I don't know where you're gonna be. This is the thing to do. It's gonna be in Dallas, February the 15th, 10 to 3. We put that information up, Mr. Jackson, for the come out and support us at this pitch. I think it's gonna be 4 of us or 5 of us at the pitch, pitching our business. So So this is big, and they can get into the pitch if they like the pitch. They can get in. They can get into the pitch themselves. The next coming up pitch, and I think the next one will be right like in March or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Maybe so.
They'll get the information when they get there, and man, it's something big. Like I say, like Portia said, it opened up my mind.
Right.
And I didn't know I would have to go back to school. I've been out of school.
Pray for me. Pray for me, y'all.
Wait, but hey, I can't give up. I can't give up. Got to motivate myself. I say, who gonna motivate the motivator? PG motivated the motivator, and I kept going. Keep going, and you got to show up, and then you got to show out. You understand me? Got to go down.
You got to. 'Cause I remember the story about Michael Jordan's trainer, and he was telling a story about this athlete that wanted to get better. So Michael Jordan's trainer told him, "Okay, meet me here at the gym at 3." He said, "Maya, I didn't say AM nor PM. I said meet me here at 3." So the athlete showed up at 3 p.m. and he told him, "I've been here for 12 hours. I was here at 3 a.m." But he just showed he because the guy said, "I'll do anything." But when he said 3, in the athlete's mind, he thinking PM when the whole time the trainer said had it in his mind AM, but he knew where he was when he said, "Meet me here at 3." Because it showed you how he went that serious. Because you showed up at 3 p.m. He said, "I've been here at my gym since 3 a.m. 12 hours. You late."
That's right. How bad you
And
want
the bird get the worm.
How bad you want it.
Yeah, because you hear a lot of people say, "I do anything. Oh, are you willing to do anything? It sounds good, but when it comes to do it, they make excuses.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they wanted to be more convenient for them.
Right.
But if you wanted to be great, it's gonna cost you everything. You know, it's gonna cost you get up early in the morning before sunrise. It's gonna cost you going in late at night. Some people ain't getting no sleep. They probably get 1, 2, 3 hours of sleep the most. Yep. Because they got things they want to accomplish, they want to sit to do, and that's what greatness does. And then when you go ahead, Carl.
Thomas, as bad as you want to breathe, then that's where it's at. He said somebody put him on. He came to him at, like you said, 5 in the morning, and put him under the water in the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Get under the water and just held his head down, and he just struggling to breathe. And then when he rolls up, he's like, "See, now there it is right there. If you want to succeed, it's bad if you want to breathe. You're gonna succeed."
Yeah, because think about it. When you out there drowning, what you gonna do? You gonna fight for your life.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's say if a dog chasing you, you gonna run with all your might from that dog.
That's right.
So, because you fighting for your life.
Yeah. That's right.
But you fighting for your life. So that's how bad you want to breathe. You fight for your life. Now, you just sit there and say, "Oh, it's too tough for me. I just quit." But in order to be great, you're going to have to make sacrifices. In order to have a successful marriage, relationship, whatever you want to call it. Just like I said, it takes work.
It takes work. You can't give up on yourself. And just like me, I'm a motivator, so I'm a motivator. I'm saying, do it. You can do the best. Let's get it. Get off the couch. Get out that bed.
Yep.
Let's go inside. Let's do this.
True.
Other people can't do it for myself.
No, because nobody's not going to do it. Because nobody's not going to knock on our front door and tell you, "Hey, get your life together." It's not going to happen.
Ain't going to happen. I ain't seen
it. Yeah.
Ain't know who is it? A dog. Huh?
Hey, yeah, because they gone. Like, man, what in the world? Like, man, why they doing this? Man, why they doing that? Why they got this going on? How they doing that? Because they made up in their mind to make stuff happen. Because we only got one life to live.
Right.
And go ahead, Carl.
You got to go get it and come back with it. Everybody got 24 hours in a day. What you going to do with your 24?
That's it. Because Yeah, 'cause I want to say this too, Carl. That's why I'm looking at Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. And this comes with a lot of people.
Mm.
It said the soul of the sluggard desires and had nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. When it says the soul of the sluggard desire had nothing, the slugger, yeah, they desire all these things, but they didn't put in the work to get it, so they have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of people have dreams, but only a few turn them dreams into reality. That's why I said, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. The diligent is the one that go out there and make things happen.
Mhm.
You got a lot of people, they want these things, but they got nothing to show for it because they're not willing to put in the work.
Yeah, that's right. And being consistent with it.
Yeah, everybody say, oh yeah, I want me a nice house and I want me a nice car. Yeah, you desire those things, but only the diligent go out there and make it happen.
You got to go get it and come back. Tell you.
Yes. Okay, you want that nice house, what you gonna do? The slugger desire a nice house, but the diligent gonna say, let me fix my credit up so I get this nice house, so I get the interest rate low. Let me go ahead and pay some things off. You know, that's how the diligent operate. You know, get in shape. You know, the slugger desire to get in shape. We got that diligent gonna go out there and make it happen. Man, I need to get this weight off of me. The doctor said I need to change this. So I gotta be diligent about this thing.
You got to go get it. And your one life you live.
And there's no way around it.
There ain't no way.
Mm-hmm.
Stop procrastinating and go get it. And change your mindset. Your mindset is everything.
Procrastination.
That's right. Your mindset is everything. So that's why I always say, go to sleep positive, you wake up positive. Stay around positive people. Whatever your circle is positive. If you wake up in the morning, be positive, and I say I'm laying next to Portia and she positive, boom. I start my day off positive. If I run into Mr. Jackson at the studio, positive, guess what? It's attractive. The positivity is attraction. Then I come back to the house, or I go to my mom's house or my dad's house, they positive. Positive mindset.
That's it.
Positive mindset. Whoever you're interacting with, positive. Now, once they come in negative, you know my motto is no negative nothing. So if they come in negative, then you're gonna see me hit that door.
But you know, tag on what you're saying, Carl. Proverbs 13:20 says this: he that walk with wise men shall be wise, but company of fools shall be destroyed. What kind of company you keep?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I speak to him about that all the time. You gotta keep your eyes open to those you are surrounded by.
That's right.
It's people that pray against you, not for you.
You know what? Miss P hit on something, Carl. That woman, she see things, she hear things, she know things. It's always up to listen to what she say because she know what's best. If she sees somebody ain't right, she gonna say, "Hey, babe, he ain't right." Babe, it's cool. She gonna say, he ain't right. My spirit is not agreeing with this at all.
Yeah.
Then you say, you know what? I need to take what she said right because she said, because she keeps feeling that. And for you know it, what she said was true the whole entire time.
It's gonna show.
Yeah. I tell him, I always ask God all the time, Lord, only if whomever is in my life shouldn't be in my life, may remove them from my life. Like he'll tell you, I don't talk to many people. You know, growing up, I was the girl. I was the life of the party. I was the one to talk to, be around, kick it with, because I just drew people onto me. But that's just me being me. But everybody wasn't for me.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wasn't around me because they liked Portia. They was around me because of what the company Portia brought, the attention Portia brought. All these things that didn't allow them to see me for who I was, you know. And so now that there's very few, I have a more peaceful and happy life.
And that's how it's supposed to be, a peaceful life. That peace that bypass all understanding. And I know we about to agree. And I know we wrapping up for time. 'Cause I know it's after 8, and I don't want to keep y'all young people up, of course.
Okay.
So we about to be ready to party here, and I'll be back tomorrow night here on Walking This Way Impact 47. Before I leave, go ahead, plug in y'all information, updates, all of the good stuff. So go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to give y'all, if right now P2G is still so under development as God continue to work my plans out in the direction He wants me to go in, and I know it's like gearing again more towards helping people, which I need more of a face to people than behind the scenes. But just continue to pray for me on that one as we continue to pray to God with our own purpose to grow. But my Facebook page is Portia Gilmore, Porche, and last name Gilmore, Gilmore, and as well as my Facebook, Snapchat, all of my sites are Portia Gilmore. I keep them so I keep it very simple for people to find what they need.
Man, before we go, big shout out to my co-host Nancy C out of Miami. She just popped in for worship service, so thanks for popping in also. So, Carl, go ahead and plug in your information.
Oh man. First, we coming out with our own podcast. It's up and working.
Mm-hmm.
We just got little things to tweak on it before we put it out there. The first February, it's rolling out. You can reach your boy the motivator at risingelevate@gmail.com. Reach me on TikTok at risingelevate. It's at Rise and Elevate on TikTok. My Facebook is Rise and Elevate as well. All right, my Instagram _twice Roberts on my Instagram. Y'all follow the boy, and y'all come out to this pitch competition February 15th, 3 p.m. guys. You won't miss. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. It's a lot of people there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna enjoy life. All it's about enjoying life, guys. Thank you, Mr. J, for having us on. I appreciate it. Like always, true. Thank you for having this show. Everybody's learning a lot from the show. I watch the show all the time. And it's very inspirational for me, and I know it is for everybody.
Jackson, I appreciate you. I know God has huge plans for you as you continue to nurture our minds. Word of God, continue to do that and keep us. We'll do the same for you, for the both of you, as well. And blessing and prosperity on all y'all do. Much love. Thank you.
Awesome, and we appreciate it. They just shut TikTok down, right? And TikTok going down. It says TikTok confirms shut down the United States on January the 19th.
I don't feel
It
like
ain't going nowhere.
I also feel like they're really gearing towards it seriously for this time. I honestly, I don't know. I was funny. I have different thoughts, views about it. I don't know. This social media world has just been
I don't think
way over the top for me, especially now with this AI generation stuff. So.
If they shut that down, something else gonna pop up. So I think they'll leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean they made too much money with TikTok. Really, I'll be really surprised. Who knows? We don't know what plans these people in the house have.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna get rid of the coach on this one.
Hey, but we'll see. That I mean, I know that we sit, but we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, I appreciate y'all. Big shout out to Miss Woods in the comment section. Much love to Portia Gilmore, Carl Roberts, and of course me, and thank her as well. Man, y'all go and support Miss Woods. She's a very phenomenal woman. Love the youth, love giving back to the youth. She do a lot of great things here in the DFW, so I got to give her flowers as well. Keep up the great work. Big shout out to Ms. Anderson from 3-in-1 Trinity Service. She was in the comment section tonight. Big shout out to her. Crystal Smallwood, big shout out to her. And Ashton Smith, big shout out to her in the comment section as well. We always want to acknowledge the people who've been rocking with us, tuning in with us, supporting us,
Yeah.
and all the other great stuff. Before we get ready to go, Nancy, go ahead and use your information, social media sites, and all the good stuff. I know me and you back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern.
You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on X. You can find me on Lemonade, just in case TikTok decides to close down, which I don't think they're going anywhere. But yeah, that's about it.
Man, awesome stuff. So, man, y'all make sure I keep posted. All the other great stuff. Like I said, me and Nancy back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Big shout out to everybody that's watching us on Instagram as well. Big shout out to everybody who's watching us on Instagram. Thank y'all for tuning in and hanging with us. Stay consistent is key. It's all about staying consistent. Keep grinding. Keep pushing. Keep rising, elevating. You know what I'm saying? Perfect your craft. You like what God giving you. And we say this all the time on the show too. When God came to Moses, he told Moses, "Yes, Moses, what's in your hand?" Moses said, "A rod. Use it." Whatever. We all have our own rod. We all have a rod that God given us. Whatever that rod is that God placed in your hand, he's going to use it mightily for the glory of his kingdom. So Rise Elevate, Miss P, with her brand, that's your rod. Utilize that rod that God gave you and watch him do exploits with it.
That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for that.
Amen.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Such a
that.
wise man.
I mean, that is like same thing with Nancy. Whatever that rod that God gave you, use it. You know, he told Moses, "What's in your hand? That rod. Use that rod. That rod he put in your hand, use it. He's gonna multiply it. He's gonna do exploits with it. We just gotta be willing vessels."
Right.
Amen.
So utilize that ride. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold y'all young people up. We're about to really let y'all go. And we'll be back here tomorrow. So man, y'all have a great night. Working your goals.
Gotta come on again.
Oh man, hey, never be a stranger. We're gonna go. What I really want to talk about, I really didn't get to it yet.
Oh, you did.
What I really want to hit to, I didn't get to it yet. But I had to save it for another because I wanted to talk about some deep things when it comes to this relationship, because you got some freaks out there, man. You got some real freaks out there. But that's another broadcast. Because you got some weirdos out there. But we'll talk about that next time. Man, y'all have a great night. And we'll be back here tomorrow night here on the Walk His Way Impact Voice Podcast. Peace, everybody.
Okay, see you. Thank you.